Alright, yeah, and welcome back to some more Magic Duels. This week we're going to be taking a look at Lyle Sin's Marionette Master Reanimate combo deck. So if you haven't checked out the deck tech, then be sure to do so. It will explain what the hell I'm doing, because it is a very weird deck in that sense. It's going to be quite hard to follow for some beginners, so do check the deck tech out if you want to understand why the hell I'm doing what I'm doing. I'll try to explain it as I go along. But of course, it just looks kind of self-destructive when I'm playing it myself, so yes. As always, this episode is sponsored by 5 Color Combo, so if you do check the description, you will find a link to their website where you can find some really cool Magic the Gathering tokens made by real Magic the Gathering artists. So if that's something that interests you, then be sure to check it out and pick yourself up a couple of copies. Alright guys, I will see you in the games. Okay, we're in. We are on the draw. We have a very expensive hand. If we draw a land, it should be alright, but I think we can do better than this, so I'm going to throw it back. Oh, this one isn't much better. Okay, one more time. Yeah, sure. I don't like where our hand is right now. Our opponent is on blue. Okay. We draw an extra land. Land's alright. We can Diabolic Shooter for some sort of self-mill card down the line. We have removal and a board white panic button on turn 6 if we need it. Okay. Take inventory. Our opponent is blue-white. Okay. Let's see. Let's just... suppose we might as well just play another swamp. Let's not give away any other colours to our opponent. What you got? Still blue-white. Okay. Lunar Force. When your opponent casts a spell, then it gets countered. Okay. I assume I'm going to see a Myria Shepherd come back and pull this back again. I did try one of these out in a Reanimator deck, actually. It really helped with board wipes. So, yeah, you sacrifice this and the first spell I cast gets countered. Which is a problem. Means we're going to have to throw away a card, essentially. Well, we're just going to keep playing our land drops. We do have a Marionette Master in hand, which is okay as long as we find a way to discard it. And also find a way to throw away a card first. Maybe a Neonate to get it countered. Okay, our opponent's passing the turn. This is a control deck. He's holding up counters here. I think he's waiting for us to do something interesting, and we're just not going to be doing that. So... play a land and pass. Okay. Just need that perfect throwaway card now. It's the first time I've seen anyone using Lunar Force, actually. It was only a one-of in my Reanimator deck. You know what? We'll throw away the Unlicensed Disintegration. That way we can Diabolic Shooter for a much better card. Cool. Right. Ooh, Pieces of the Puzzle actually is not bad. We will play an island, Pieces of the Puzzle. See if we can throw away some creature cards. And... oh dear. Alright, well. RNGesus is not on our side. So we're going to try pass the turn. Seems like we're having a bit of a lag issue here. I can't even pause the timer. Okay. So we'll just wait for that to sync. Yeah, we're not doing well. We should have at least milled one of our combo pieces. There we go. Into our graveyard at this point, but we haven't. So we do have one in our hand, granted. And we can Diabolic Shooter for a better version. So perhaps we want to find ourselves a way of discarding, like a Cathartic Reunion perhaps. Can I pass the turn, please? Yeah. Or maybe just a removal spell for this thing in the ice. We do have Crushed Tentacles to bounce it back to our opponent's hand. And it's not as if the flip side is ever going to bounce anything relevant. So... yeah, come on. Damn it, game. Yeah, I expect our opponent is trying to just hold up as many counters as possible so that we run out of things to do, but He will just discard to hand size at that point. Come on, game. Don't kick me for being inactive when it's your fault. Ah, dear. Well, I might as well take this time to explain the combo, really. So we take a Marionette Master, and we want to get that into the graveyard, along with a Virtuous Gear Hulk. So we use Ever After, which allows us to return 2 creatures from our graveyard to our hand. We return the Marionette Master and the Gear Hulk back to the battlefield. The Gear Hulk puts 4 counters on the Marionette Master, making its power 5. And the Marionette Master uses its Fabricate tokens to put 3 colourless 1/1 servo tokens. So that's 4 artifacts on the table for us. We then have to get a Colossus into the graveyard, which allows us to sacrifice 2 artifacts to pull it back to our hand. We sacrifice 4 artifacts. 4 artifacts is 4 triggers on the Marionette Master, which would make it a 5/5. That's 20 damage. That is the combo. See if we can pull it off. I mean, we are lagging out right now, so I don't see that being the case at this point. In fact, the very fact that I zoom and it lags is the first for me. This has never happened before. Ooh. So you may not see this episode if this doesn't solve its issues very quickly. Because this is some bullshit. Oh, there we go. Well, he's been replaced by an AI. Eh, dear. I'm sure the AI is perfectly capable of beating us regardless, since our hand is absolute turbo gash. Alright, a Jace. That is a problem. Problem that needs dealing with sharpish. Or at least we need to get the combo going. A Thriving Turtle. This is a really odd deck. This is just a mishmash of a lot of different things, so okay. I was assuming they were Lunar Forcing so they could hold up counters to counter the real card after the throwaway bait card, but apparently I was wrong. We can Crush of Tentacles to bounce Jace back to his hand when he gets to ultimate level, so it's likely what we're going to do. We are going to go Diabolic Tutor, and we're going to go Cathartic Reunion, I believe. Where are you? I just saw you. Cathartic Reunion, we can play right now. Allows us to discard our Marionette Master and a land, and we get to draw 3 cards. Hopefully, decent cards. More of our combo pieces. Yay. We do have Jace, though. Jace will allow us to discard them. So, we're just looking for a Gear Hulk and an Ever After now. And then we're done. We are ready to kill our opponent. And we might get pressed into murdering his board state with our Crush of Tentacles before that time comes. Hopefully we get to Surge it out, though. Sphinx's Tutelage. Okay. So if we hit a land, we can Jace and Surge Crush of Tentacles, and that means we get an 8/8. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Not unless this piece of the puzzle hits a land, which it won't, because it can't. Ooh, Collective Defiance. Interesting. We do have blue mana open, so I can go Piece of the Puzzle. I think I'll take Collective Defiance. We do have Radiant Flames in our hand, but it only gets rid of a turtle at this point, so I think I'm just going to take the Collective Defiance. And Pieces of the Puzzle again to continue milling ourselves. We hit a Colossus, so we do have a Colossus in the graveyard, and a Languish to get rid of the thing in the ice. So that's good. Our opponent mills us, which helps us to a certain degree. If he hits our Ever Afters, then I'll be sad, but other than that, everything else is fine in our graveyard, to be honest. Unfortunately, we do need to Crush of Tentacles next turn, so if we don't hit a land, we can't get the 8/8 Octopus. But we will bounce his board, and it'll take him a turn to set up, which buys us some time, I suppose. Come on, land, 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 land. Off. Beautiful. So, Sulphur Falls means that we can Jace. Yes. Yes, it does. We can Jace. No! You evil, evil man. Okay, well, we're just gonna languish away the board. Gets us our Jace back. But it does mean he's gonna be able to... Oh, no, I made a mistake. I made a mistake, guys. I could have still surged. I forgot it doesn't need to resolve. It's a cast trigger. Oops. Well, that was a mistake. And you still haven't hit our Ever Afters. They are really deep down in that deck. The one upside of his ultimate is that I can literally just cast Marionette Master to get into my graveyard. He's actually just going to plus. Alright, never mind. The AI is very silly. And we get to bounce that back to his hand as long as he doesn't have a counter spell for it. And Spell Queller will not be able to counter Crush of Tentacles. Fortunately for me. Thing in the Ice comes back down. I want you to tap all your blue mana though, so I feel safer about doing this. Collective Defiance. What are you doing? Making me discard all the cards in my hand and draw that many cards. Does that mean we win? If we hit a Ever After, I think we just win. Okay. If he... Yeah, he doesn't have a counter. I think we've just won. Okay. That was silly of the AI. But it does allow us to show off the combo. So, Ever After grabs a Marionette Master and a Verdurous Gearhulk. Verdurous. I'm calling it Verdurous. I don't care. I've been doing it for long enough. No counters. Okay. We put all the counters on Marionette Master. Marionette Master creates 3 servo tokens. We wait for this to resolve. Marionette Master is a 5/7. We go into our graveyard. We go to Metalwork Colossus. Sacrifice 2 artifacts. Point 10 damage at our opponent. Pause the timer. Go to Metalwork Colossus. Sacrifice 2 artifacts. Point 10 more damage at our opponent. That's 20 damage on the stack. Damn you, opponent. Damn you. Damn you to hell. Okay, he gains 4 life. We can still come back from this though, because we can just Ever After and do it again. So, even if he destroys our Marionette Master, we have a backup one in the graveyard somewhere. Yep, right there. So, let's just go... no, I don't think I want a Cathartic Reunion. Because if I do that, he could potentially mill me out here. So we just have to find the other 4 damage, and we'll just get it with the Ever After. This is one downside of the deck, of course. With Blessed Alliance being as popular as it is, you need to check yourself before you wreck yourself. Essentially. Right. He's going to plus. Okay. We did have a Cathartic Reunion to throw away anyway, so that's okay. If he can get those 10 cards off the top of our deck, though, we're in trouble. Which is very possible. Very much possible. Lunar Force. Alright. Does mean we need a throwaway card like Cathartic Reunion. And a Twin Bolt. Okay. Sure. I could have thrown the Colossus in the graveyard, but that's an extra card to draw. And we don't want to be doing that. Alright, so, throwaway card. Discard Mountain and Colossus. Gets countered by Lunar Force. We Ever After. Get our Gearhulk back and another Marionette Master. If it doesn't get countered, we win. Okay. Now he definitely cannot Blessed Alliance his way out of this one. We put 4 counters on the other Marionette Master. The other Marionette Master makes 3 servo tokens. And now we murder him for a lot. Each of our artifacts deals 10 damage to our opponent. And there we go. And bush, bush. There we go. GG. That's 8 5 damage triggers on the stack. Alright, that was a bit of a shambles, but I demonstrate the deck. Right, let's carry on and see if we can do it against a real opponent. Okay, we're on. We're on the draw. We have no lands. We'll throw this back. And, yep, this one's a keeper. Got plenty of ways of discarding our hand and redrawing it. We have a bit of removal as well, so all good in the hood. We have all three colours. I think this is a pretty nutty draw, to be honest. Okay. Insolent Neonate comes down, pass the turn. Our opponent is on white. Okay. Interesting. Gotta worry about those blessed alliances. White-black. Okay. Hopefully this isn't a drain deck. It'll make our life a little bit more difficult, of course. We want to go with Sulphur Falls, Cathartic Reunion, discard a Swamp, and we'll get rid of the Necromantic Summons. I kind of want to hit my land drops, so I don't want to get rid of the other one. And draw 3 cards. We hit more lands, more removal. Pretty sweet. Okay, let's get in for 1 damage. It's 1 less counter we need on the Marionette Master. Boosh. Take that, opponent. If they are life drain, then all of these points of damage are really going to make the most difference here. Every little helps. And he's just going to pass the turn over. Okay. I feel like he's holding something, but he's not actually showing me what it is. And I'm going to punish him for it. So, oh no, this comes into play tapped. Damn it. We could attack in, sack a Neonate, try to find an untapped land so that we can get Fevered Visions down on time. Because if he's going to hold things up, then I want to be able to punish him for his big hand. So we're going to try do that. It's a bit risky because we're losing damage here. What's less likely to come into play tapped here? Probably a Smouldering Marsh. Come on, untapped land. Come on. Ho ho! Beautiful. Alright, Fevered Visions comes down. Pass the turn. If that's an Anguished Unmaking and he's holding up, I'm going to feel very sad. It looks like it might be as well. Don't do this to me. Ah, alright, he loses 3 life though. Oh, he's just going to let it happen. I think he wants to draw an extra card before he removes it. Or he just wants to let the trigger resolve. He was going to resolve anyway, sir. But okay. Fair enough. He's down to 15 though. So that's 1 less trigger we need. A Bygone Bishop. So whenever he casts a creature with converted mana cost 3 or less, he gets to investigate. Fair play. That's 1 of our combo pieces. We're just gonna drown Catacomb. I feel like we just want to Collective Defiance, burn this away, burn him a bit. Problem is, this Unlicensed Disintegration, I'd like to hold it up for the Shambling Vent so he doesn't gain enough life, which is why I kind of don't want to throw my hand away, because we do have a lot of removal and we do have an Ever After. But we don't have Self-Mill, which is one thing that we really need to start to get the engine going, because pieces of the puzzle grabs pieces of the puzzle and it just keeps going until we're at the bottom of our deck, and that's what we want to be doing. But then again, do I want him drawing into answers with his clue tokens? What relevance do his clue tokens have for him? And that Shambling Vent's going to start gaining him 2 life per turn, and if he gets over 20, it's going to make our life a little bit difficult. I think I'm just going to hold up Unlicensed Disintegration here. Keep Collective Defiance for a time when we might want to actually throw away our hand properly, because the whole thing's crap. It is only 1 of, so gotta make the most of it. Yeah, here comes Shambling Vent, so I'm very happy to have left this open. I'm going to do it now. He's going to attack him regardless, so I don't need to do it till last minute. Cool. That's a land down and a life gain source gone for him. 2 damage to us. Dead in 10 turns. Marionette Master, I want to get rid of you. Is this the time to throw away the hand? What we can do is all 3 modes. So we can discard our hand, kill the Bygone Bishop, and deal 3 damage to him. I think I want to do that. So I want to find Self-Mill. Self-Mill's going to grab us the other Ever After later. And maybe the Baby Jace as well can grab it at a later date. So all 3 modes here. So we want to discard our whole hand, deal 4 damage to that, 3 damage to you. And we get a crappy hand. Okay. Okay. Fair play. Neonate can grab us a better card though. Oh, not Gideon. Gideon's annoying. We get 1 free block with our Neonate though, so... And Radiant Flames is going to get rid of all of those tokens. That is a shame. But what can you do? Ooh, pieces of the puzzle. Alright. Play a land. Pieces of the puzzle. What do we find? More pieces of the puzzles. Okay. You know what? I'll let you hit me for 5 just to be more efficient on my mana and go for another piece of the puzzle. Looking for an Ever After, looking to hit creatures that we can't cast, like our Marionette Masters and our Colossus. Cool. And you know what? Can we discard our cards out of our hand next turn? Probably. But do we just want Diabolic Tutor? Ooh, I think we just want a Cathartic Reunion, actually. It goes deeper into our deck. With the Diabolic Tutor, we could grab an extra card, but we're practically taking a turn off to do that, and then we need a way of getting it out of our hand. Okay. So he's getting in with the Giddy guy. Gideon himself. 7 damage to us. Can't keep going with this, though. We are going to have to put our Neonate down at some point to block him, and then also Radiant Flames away all of his tokens. Okay, I think we want to have pieces of the puzzle. First and foremost, because if we find a sorcery that I don't mind throwing away with Cathartic Reunion, that means we can hit our land drop. We get a Diabolic Tutor and a Languish. We also get our Verdurous Gearhulk into the graveyard. Have we got Marionette Master in there? We do. Okay, we can win next turn. Right. Fair play. Let's just make sure we don't die now. So, Swamp. And Neonate. You don't have anything to do, do you? You're going to make a token. Okay. Should have probably Radiant Flames first, but whatever. I don't think you can win anyway. You're doing 3 damage to us next turn, so I'm just going to Cathartic Reunion, I guess. Get rid of a Swamp, and Diabolic Tutor, I guess. And we get Languishes, and lots of lands. Okay. Pass the turn. If we don't die, we win. Come on. To not dying. Always watching. Okay, so non-tokens. Get +1/+1 and Vigilance, so that's just Gideon. We're blocking him anyway, so the extra benefit from that is lost to our opponent. Taking 3 here. I don't think he realises he's dead. He's got no reason to realise it, to be honest, because I don't think many people expect graveyard combos like the one that we've got. We're just going to sacrifice it, get the most value out of it. Not that we need to, but we're going to do it anyway. He has tapped down, so there's no Anguish Unmaking to worry about. So we can literally just win right now. Alright. Sulphur Falls. Ever After. Verdurous Gearhulk. And Marionette Master. We put all the counters on Marionette Master. We make some servo tokens. Wait for the counters. Go to our graveyard. And sack away. Sack those. Deal 10 damage. Pause the timer. And finally, sack those. Deal another 10 damage. GG, opponent. But he's pretty annoyed about that, to be honest. It seems like an annoying combo because it's so difficult to interact with. Alright guys, that is going to do it for today's episode. If you enjoyed the deck, then be sure to leave a like. I personally absolutely love this deck, so thank you Lyle for sending it in. I appreciate it. I'm always interested to see interesting combos like this that I actually haven't seen played before, so it's really cool. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. And remember, if you do want to send me in a subscriber deck, then be sure to send me either in the comments section below, via email, or on Twitter. Either one is fine with me. And as always, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed for more Magic Duels content, and stay for the end card to see the rest of what I've got to offer. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.